Here we go. Okay. Out in the woods behind my house. I want to come out here and investigate and see things, because I just love it. Anyway, I come across this tree. You see this tree here? Let's see if I can get closer. Let me get my stick so I don't fall. All right. Let's get closer. I want you to look at this tree. I am absolutely amazed by this tree, and I believe that there is a lesson in this tree here. Look at this tree. See that? Looks like it's just standing up, basically, because of these other trees. But let's look all the way up it. Do you see this tree, though it appears to look as if dead, is still producing much greenery? Look at that. There's still life in this tree. It's still budding. It's still blooming. It's still living. And that come to me as I looked at this tree. I'm going to walk a little bit with you here. That just come to me as I was looking at that tree, and I thought about believers. Those that get tired in life, and sometimes it looks like they have fallen away. But Jesus told us that we are not to judge by appearance. Am I correct? I would have judged that tree by its appearance if I did not look up above and say, hey, wait a minute. There's fresh leaves. There's greenery. It's still alive, but it looks like it's dead, does it not? That right there can be believers, brothers and sisters, that we have misjudged. Everyone has their own trials. Everyone has their own temptations that they have to fight off. Everyone has their own persecutions. Everyone has their own troubles. And just because someone seems to look like as if they have fallen, do not judge by appearance. It says we shall know them by what? Their fruit. Their fruit. The eagles, they will do something called molting. And what that is they will actually come down to the ground. Come down to the ground. It's the older ones. And they will begin to molt, where they will lose their feathers. Their beak will crust over to where it's too hard for them to actually eat. And since you can't eat, you become weak. Their eyes will begin to scale over because, see, when they fly looking toward the sun. They have two sets of lids. But those tears keeps the scales from forming. Okay? I hope you're following me here. I hope I'm not boring you. So, during the molting process, older eagles, ones that's already been through this process of molting, will fly overhead of the one that is molting. And they will drop food down in order to feed them. Number one, that's encouragement, is it not? Number two, it is something that helps us to sustain our life because we must have nourishment. So, it's up to that eagle then that is molting whether or not to eat that food that's been dropped by the elders that have already been through the molting experience. Now, if that eagle will begin to eat, then it will begin to gain strength. It's not ready to fly again yet, but it will begin to grow its feathers back, and then it'll begin to move to higher ground because eagles live in the heights, not in the lower part, but up high. That's where they build their nests and stuff. So they will go up there, and then they will start beating their beak against the rocks in order to get that hard crust that has formed on it off. Then, once they've gained their strength, they will begin to soar once again. And as they do, they will fly toward the sun, as in their nature, and the tears will begin to remove the scales from their eyes. Brothers and sisters, if we were to see eagles molting, we would think that they were dying, just like this tree. But because the elder eagles have already been through this experience, they know what is happening. Because see, then those eagles that went through that molting process will be all renewed. And do you know they say that after an eagle goes through that process, their feathers and they appear even younger and more energetic. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. We've got to be very careful on who we judge. We need to put ourselves in their shoes, and those that's already been in their shoes, they need to reach out and help those that could be going through the molting process, or they could be just going through horrible tribulations and trials and temptations, and they just need somebody to say, hey, I know what you're going through. Let's sit and break bread together. Let's see what the Word of God says. Give them love. Give them encouragement. Edify them and exhort them. Now, brothers and sisters, I got this all from the body of Christ. If you do, reach out. Love them. And help them. Encourage them. All right, brothers and sisters, I love you so much. Keep your eyes on the Word of God upon the tablets of your hearts, so you and I will not sin against God or be deceived. Bye-bye.